Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I took a little break because I was dealing with some situation and that was impacting my energy, my mood, and I needed some time to recharge my energy, cleanse my energy. So I had to prepare for this video, and today I want to talk about an important topic, which one of the things that helped me prepare for this video is that, I had to process first everything, and I prayed, I meditate a lot for me to have more a positive attitude and an upbeat energy, because whenever I feel down, guys, or I feel the way I was feeling, I usually have the tendency to isolate myself, be alone, and it's just something that I always do, just because I don't want to pass on that energy in any shape or form. Meaning, maybe I didn't feel like I was myself. So I had to kind of like recharge, to be able to reconnect. And that made me realize how much certain situations, and I'm trying not to I'm trying not to share a lot of information, or meaning overshare, but I'm just trying to stick with the point and say what's necessary to be said. And what I realize is that when I've been struggling with dealing with toxic environments, and that's going to be the title of this video, and I've been struggling with that for years, and I've been learning how to deal with that and how to solve it. And it's been an ongoing issue that at times I put it off, and I hope by sharing my personal experience can help someone out there that's in the same situation, or has dealt with this situation, or is currently dealing with the situation. And I don't mind sharing my personal experience, and that's the reason why I'm making videos, to share some experience of something that happened to me or is happening to me, and hopefully to help or maybe encourage someone to get out of the situation or space, or solve the issue faster. I'm still working on it. I still have a lot of work to do, and certain things, it takes time, and sometimes it's good to take your time with things, because you don't want to put a lot of stress or pressure on yourself besides what's already there. So yeah, so by praying helped me prepare for this video, because I didn't have the strength, guys. I just wanted to, some days I couldn't sleep. I was worrying, and it's been going on for months, and I'm praying for God to give me the strength so I can solve it, so I can learn and move forward. That's all I want. And God has been working on me for quite some time. I made a prior video talking about my journey and experience of my spiritual journey. And he's still working on me. He's going to continue to work on me. And that's that. And praying, meditating, I had to meditate, and like anybody different people can react different way, but for me, when I am under a lot of stress, it's hard for me to think clear. I have to make space and time to clear my mind, because I don't want to overreact. I don't like to come off rude or inappropriate, or having emotional outbursts. I just don't believe that you should react out of anger or negative emotions. So that's the best way that I find that work. I think it works for me, but maybe down the line, a few months from now, a few weeks from now, or even days, maybe I'll find another way. It's good to have self-awareness. That's what I came to conclusion, because I never want to impact others, to have the impact or influence on others the same way they have on me. And that's being said, the negative reactions, emotions, impacts, that's something that I completely disagree, or I don't believe on. I just don't. My philosophy is to treat people how I like to be treated, even though you don't get it all the time, and that's the reality of this world. At times you don't give it back. You don't get it back. Excuse me. You don't get it back. It could be a personal issue that human being is going through, or maybe it's a lack of knowledge, maybe it's a lack of self-awareness, or social awareness. It could be different things, and this is not an excuse for that type of behavior or anything that can bring that circumstances into play. But I'm just describing what could what can motivate the situation to go further or to get more complicated than it needs to be. And I think communication is the number one and the most important thing for me, because it's the base for me. Is the base, is the foundation of self-improvement, of even social improvement. But it I think it depends on the circumstances, the situation, how severe the situation is. And it really doesn't matter if it's a good or bad situation. It's just a matter of effort and meeting halfway, teamwork, sort of speaking. And the third thing, I think it's emotional maturity as well, because that being emotional, it's normal. We're all humans. We all bound to feel different sorts of emotions. It can be anger, it could be resentment, it could be sadness, happiness, joy, anxiety, different things. But how we handle it, the approach that we have, helps us express ourselves better. That's what I learned. Also, it's okay if you don't feel ready to talk, or if you don't feel ready, if you need some time to process things, depending on the situation, what you encounter. It could be something so simple as, say, a compliment, for example, or a thank you. If somebody did something that made you feel good or you grateful for, you can express yourself different ways. It could be over a text, it could be over a note, it could be even buying someone a gift. And just that gesture speaks volume, because there's verbal and there's nonverbal communication. We all know that. And that's just a way of not focusing just on the negative, also the positive. And I also took the time to do a little bit of research in regards to this topic, and just to gather ideas and opinions to share with you guys, because I wanted to get to the point, and also I want this message to be transferred and delivered to all backgrounds, any type of personality, and I took notes, like I mentioned, and I wrote them down. And first, please bear with me. I'm gonna be looking down at some point, but I'm just reading what I wrote to you guys. So I researched the definition of toxic environment, and what I found about that is that may mean one of two things, and it can be classified in different categories. For example, it can be related to work, home, people, air pollution, which includes exhaustion fumes from a nearby factory or car, and that goes under the air pollution. And then I took the time to take more information, and I wrote down opinions that I found online in regards to those definition, and I put under the people or home a person is living in an environment where there is a lot of physical or verbal abuse. In this environment, people often get headaches, stomach aches, and sometimes it can't sleep because of worrying, which I've experienced many times in my life. Another example is the impact of how a child is brought up. So they are stunned. I'm sorry, I'm trying to understand what I wrote. If the child is neglected or abused, so they are stunned in a physical or mental development, they can be said to be living in a toxic environment, even if the house is spotless. So just to explain what I wrote, because I don't know, there's a word here that I'm not sure if that's what that's exactly the word that was written, but anyways, I believe with this paragraph, what they're trying to say is that, for example, a child is growing up in a dysfunctional home with maybe the parents are toxic if they grew up with the parents, or maybe they grew up with grandparents or aunts. It could be anybody. Adopted people, and if they encounter abuse, it doesn't matter if it's physical, mental, verbal, there's financial too, but we're talking about a child here. That can not only it impacts their personal development, I think it also impacts in the future the way who they're gonna become. And this is related to personal development because it causes a lot of trauma, and it's gonna take time and effort and acceptance for someone to work on the trauma. And some people go most of their lives don't even work on their trauma, or not because they just don't want to, it's just certain memories are tough for people to go dig in, and sometimes there's things that happen to you that you want to forget about it. You don't want to talk about it. It can give you PTSD. It can, just bad memories. You don't want to remember that. So that's gonna make you be resistant to healing, which starts with go digging in on that issue, going back and kind of like reliving what already happened. And it is hard because I have to do it, and I'm still doing it. It's a lot of work. It takes a lot of strength, emotional strength for me. It took a lot of that, and it took, it took some realizations, and like the old saying, certain things is better to be left in the past, but you're not going to be able to move forward because it's always going to be a memory that can come and go. And you are who you are today because of that, because of your past. And if you believe in becoming a better person or improving the things or getting rid of that toxins, we can put it that way, it's best to not waste time. You can start little. You can get ready. You can get prepared mentally. You can seek professional help. There's a lot of, professional therapists that are trained to help you get in that space of readiness. If you need support, maybe you have someone that you trust or somebody that you can rely on to help you, or give you motivation, courage or that little push sometimes we need, because it can take as little as venting to the right person, and that person could have wisdom, and you by feeling safe, make sure you feel safe, and make sure it's a safe space for you to vent. And that person could have wisdom, or could have no resources, or have the resources you need, or maybe give you the tools that you need to start your therapy, start your healing experience. And I can share from my experience. Some are very, very painful. Some, it's just an emotional thing to do. So that's why I encourage, anyone to prepare for it. And you have, sometimes what works is to sit on the pain. Sit on that pain. Think about it. Deal with it. Try to find reasons why do you feel the way you feel, or maybe there's something about that you do that you became aware that you do, that you don't know why you react that way. You don't know why. Inside that you can do better. You can perform better, but you just don't feel that confidence, or maybe you just put it to aside, and just say, oh no, it's nothing. And minutes will pass by, hours will pass by, days, weeks, months, then it's another year, then it's 2 years, then time flies. Life is short. It doesn't wait for anybody. So, and the reason why I think it's important for people to deal with their trauma is because any type of trauma, it's because that can also cause a dysfunction. It can lead to dysfunction. It could be an internal dysfunction or an external dysfunction. And it comes to have self-awareness, being honest with yourself. Having the proper discernment to realize the difference between wrong and right, because that's a baseline. As an adult, you are expected to know the difference between both. And it takes empathy, sympathy, sometimes even apathy, for a human being to realize things and, help yourself. Because, for example, toxic, dysfunctional parents, and I'm using as an example, that could pass on to their child. And if things are never dealt with, if the trauma, the healing process never happened, that child can pass on their parents' dysfunction to the next generation. And that's how it becomes a cycle, a vicious cycle, because you don't know what you're doing wrong, you don't know why you act the way you act, and it all comes to the environment, how you were brought up. And maybe there was time that you needed help. Could be from anybody, that you needed help and you didn't get that help because you were neglected or you were dismissed when you tried to reach out, and you didn't get the support that you needed to learn what you needed to learn, to access, accept the things that you needed to, the process. You get what I'm saying? Like the process. You didn't go through the process. So it becomes a mess. It becomes a mess, and that's why so many of us become toxic without even knowing. Another thing too that leaks in different areas of your life, that's a huge possibility. And I'm speaking from, again, my experience, because it can impact your relationships. It can impact the way your perception of things, the way you carry yourself, your life, self-esteem, self-respect, self-love. And we all know as we grow older, I don't know if I should say this, but it's gonna get more complicated, because being an adult, there's a price to that, and there's more responsibility. Sometimes there's people that never even took time to deal with their own issues, and boom, few years down the line, they married with 4 kids and no time to themselves, going through the same cycle, repetitive cycle, same thing happening back and forth. And it's not going to go away like that. It's not going to go away. You can pray. Yes, you can. You can pray for an answer, for help. You can always seek God. God has the answers for everything. And everything with Him happens in divine order. So don't expect, because you pray today, right now, you're going to get it the next 5 minutes. It could happen if it's time, if it's divine timing, but He knows it all. He knows everything, and I'm sorry for bringing God into this, but you guys know that plays a big role in my life. And I'm gonna continue to read what I found. I found very important informations, and I already give some example of pollutions air pollutions, and another toxic environment. And this is important because a lot of people go through this and they don't even realize what's happening. Some of us don't even have the courage, the voice, and the confidence to speak up for yourself. And that's another healing process. That's another work you need to put on. And I'm sorry for saying it like that, but if you don't put effort, the results is not going to just magically appear. And that's what I have to say about that. So the definition of a toxic work environment, that means it has an environment that negatively impacts the viability of an organization. They specify it is reasonable to conclude that an organization can be considered toxic if it is ineffective as well as destructive to its employees. It could be anybody, any age, any race. Yeah, those are things to consider. There's more. Please, I advise to do your own research, and you can find more information that way that fits you. So I also find 13 signs of a toxic work environment. Number 1, there's a poor communication. Number 2, rumors fly. Number 3, no one's in a good mood. Number 4, you experience verbal abuse. It could be from boss, from employee, co-workers. Number 5, there's a high turnover rate. Number 6, your boss kind of sucks. What number is this? Number 7, people take credit for work that they didn't do. Number 8, your colleagues don't pull their weight. Number 9, people play the blaming game. Number 10, you're always working, always. And this happens when you feel like there's a lack of work, between work and life balance. There's a lack of that. Number 11, there's a boys club, meaning, for example, there's work places where more males are getting promotions and raised than females. So that could be another sign too. There's a culture of sexual harassment. That's very bad. If you are going through that, please find ways immediately to stop this, because this can lead on to rape or other things that you don't want to deal with, you don't want to experience. And the last one, there's a culture of discrimination. And I mentioned a couple earlier, but I'm gonna read other ones that I didn't. Be it on base of disability, gender, race, sexual orientation, age or parental status. Discrimination is wrong and it's illegal. We all had different examples of that. It's something that shouldn't be happening, because one thing I can never understand why people are discriminated, no matter if you white, black, blue, yellow, I don't care. But my opinion on this is that no one has the power or control over how you come to this world. When you come to this world, you can't customize how a person is going to come to the world. That's God's job. I'm sorry, that's the Creator's job. A lot of babies, a lot of us weren't even planned. Let's just be real. We wasn't even planned. There's unwanted pregnancies, there's surprise babies, there's miracles, and we all deserve to be loved and respected, no matter what we have, our physical appearance, her mental state, her sexual preference, age. It's just stop. That needs to stop. And I feel like the best way for that to stop is educating different people on this topic. It's and I look at it from different perspective, because it all goes back to the environment, how you were brought up. If you grew up in a house where no one is teaching you respect, no one is teaching you, giving you knowledge about, okay, there's how to treat each other. There's different people, there's different personalities. This is how you deal with this situation, or come to me, we can discuss it further. Sometimes parents don't even have time to do that. They spend most of their day at work trying to provide, and the little time they have is for themselves, or to rest, to prepare for the next day. And every day is a challenge for anyone, whether you have a child or not. And with a child, it minimizes things. It minimizes it because they have a commitment. They have to probably, bathe their child, bathe their child after work. They have to prep a meal for them and get them ready for the next day. And your energy can only go so far. But that's just an observation that I made a long time ago. So let's move along. I don't want to get off topic. There's some tips and ideas that I gather for you. And one of them is to find an ally. Try to look for co-workers that you can vent with, who can sympathize and will watch your back. And with that being said, I want to add also a safe person to talk to, a person that's not going to go back behind your back, talk about you, or repeat what you said when you said in private. Everyone should feel safe. So please respect, and please, if you please make sure you are the person that you're doing that with is somebody that you can feel within you that you trust. Keep an eye out for red flags. keep an eye out for signs, that is that the person that you want to share your personal experience with, no matter what they are. Because nowadays, oh my god, nowadays it's trust can be very limited, so please be careful with that. Another tip is document everything. It could be phone calls, emails, meetings, conversations. Be sure to save records of harmful interactions and practice. Take down names, dates, time, places, and what was said or done. If you ever need to file a form of complaint, then you'll have the evidence on your side. Very important, guys. And this, I personally didn't like the idea of doing the work of writing things down, but I realized how important that could be. That's why a lot of people encourage people to journal, because notes can be important, and you can also see progress on those notes. You can also it can also help you, motivate you, and bring out the effort you made, the transformation you went through, the whole entire process, and what you've done to get from point A to point B. So that's very important. This one, document everything. And if you need more information about how to document, you can also Google it, or you can go on YouTube. If you're more like a video, you like to see, you're a visual learner, so you can watch a video, for example, and take your own notes. Write down how you come up with a plan, for example, how you want to do it, and what tools to use. Number 3, report specific incidents. Talk to your boss about what you're seeing, providing examples of specific incidents. If your boss is a predator, or you don't feel comfortable talking to them, speak to someone in human resources. I advise, if you're, for example, sometimes being in these type of circumstances, you can feel anxious. Anxiety can get in the way, and you probably doubting yourself, overthinking what to say and how to say it. It's helpful to look up some languages that you might want to use, and I have the same resources that you can go back to, Google, YouTube, or you can talk to someone maybe to ask for advice, and to get tips on how you can approach to express yourself professionally. That's a very important thing to do, because you don't want to come across, especially in a work environment, you don't want to come across rude or inappropriate or unprofessional. You certainly can, of course you can express yourself. Of course you have the right to express yourself. You should, because you shouldn't be sitting there taking everything and have to come home not worry, not being able to sleep, or having anxiety is affecting your work performance. No one deserves that. There's no time. You're there to work. Clock in from time clock in till time clock out. Make sure you're diligent. Make sure you do your job and you do it right, and you have a positive attitude. And if there's anything wrong, you try to address it. So not everything it's worth for you to have the energy to put on to that, because certain things, like, you can't change people that are just negative. You can't change people, you can't change people's personalities. So I believe in finding a proper way to position yourself, to protect yourself, and to solve the situation in the best way possible. It could be as simple as just separating yourself from that. Yeah. You don't have to talk to people you don't want to talk to. That doesn't mean you have to disrespect them. That's not what I'm saying. That doesn't mean you have to disrespect them, but sometimes it's healthy to distance yourself from toxic people. Yeah. There's situations in different times of my life where, for me, I felt the need. It was like the need to breathe fresh air, the need to start over. It was a weight, a burden. And I had to cut people off. It was not serving me. It was not serving me. And that include friends. It affected me a lot, because it was just stressful. I tried. There's different approach that I had, and one of them trying to, communicate and express the way I was feeling. But if it's repetitive, or if you see that person just completely disrespectful, or disregard your emotions or the rights, your human rights, and all they do comes down to violate that, that's probably not the person that you want around you. You don't want that energy. It's not the right energy for you that's gonna impact your life in a positive way, which means you guys don't have to hang out. You don't have to talk on the phone, text. No, you don't have to socialize. I mean, it could come to an incident that you can be in the same space, in the same area, but you can act accordingly. That type of energy shouldn't be in your life at all. It's gonna impact you emotionally, mentally, even physically, because there's only so much that person can do to you if you allow it. So you have to find the strength to go within, see the areas that you need to improve, that you need to enhance, that you need to learn to deal with that situation better. It could be something as simple as an action, like cutting off that energy. You don't have to entertain it, period. You don't have to entertain it. If it's not impacting you in a positive way, you shouldn't be dealing with that, honey. You don't deserve it. You don't deserve it. No matter what you have or who you are, you deserve to be treated with respect. You deserve to be treated fairly. And that's globally. Anybody. So I have two more things to read, two more tips, and it's work on an exit strategy, which is if the situation is taking a real toll on your life, both professionally or personally, then you should start putting your resume out there. You don't have to take a new job right away, but it's always nice to have a safety net. In this case, if things go south. And what this is saying, to basically have a plan, a backup plan. You know, it could be, it's hard, I know, because I've been there, and it could be different reasons. It could be hard for you to move forward because of financial restrictions, I mean. It could be you're used to the routine. It's, you know, the location is convenient for you. You made friends within that field, you know, and it's not easy also the process of finding a new job, you know, and the right job for you, on top of everything. It's not everybody has the energy to deal with that, because it does take a lot of energy out of, and but it is better to go, you know, to have a goal. So it could be short term, it could be long term, and who knows, you might find your dream job where people will respect you and treat you better than what you have right now, which is draining you for no reason. Yes. You don't have to deal with unnecessary stress. You already have other stress factor that are more reasonable than just another one to be thrown on top of you. You don't deserve that. I don't care what you say. You don't deserve that. Nobody deserves that. So even if you've been in that work field for, I don't know, 5 years, 10 years, 50 years, you know, the possibilities of opportunities are unlimited. There's always the right place for you. There's always the right solution. There's always the right decision for you. You know, and being in a toxic environment, that can change who you are. That can change who you are a 360. That can give a whole 360 in your life. Yes. So that's something to think about. Because at the end of the day, you don't want to just be at a place where the only motivation is a paycheck. You want to be at a place where there's fulfillment. There's reason for you to wake up every day and say, you know, have the excitement. You know, I'm not gonna say every day is gonna be like that, but you have the peace of mind. You know that it's a safe place for you to work, that you're gonna be respected. You don't have to deal with negative cycles. You know, it could be even God pushing you to step into your purpose. You never know what kind of gift you have until you discover it within you, until you unleash it. And these, being in a toxic environment could be one of the things that could block you from being on your purpose. And being on your purpose, it could be anything. It could be you're a good cake. You can bake a good cake. Maybe your purpose is to be in a bakery field, whatever that's called. Maybe your purpose is to counsel people. Maybe your purpose is to work with kids or to help people with addictions, get out of their addictions and find solutions. There's different things that is just innumerous. You have to again, be honest with yourself first so you can achieve your goals, so you can live life with a purpose. Because life is you don't want to feel like it's going to waste. That's not why the Creator created you, took all that time making you and put you in this planet for that. So, yeah. You need to find yourself. You need to find your purpose. You need to be honest with yourself. You need to practice self-awareness. You need to learn that skill. You also need social awareness, because it's very important to identify different kind of energies that could be around you, and that could be jealousy, it could be envy, it could be even an internal problem that's projected onto you. And yeah, who wants that? Who wants any of those? Raise your hands. Not me. No, I don't care how long it takes, but I need to find a way out. That's what I've been doing. That's what I'm gonna always do. You find your way out. You can take your time. Some things take time, but it will all be worth it at the end. It will all be worth it, because certain things are priceless, like a peace of mind, like protecting your energy, not letting people take advantage of you whenever they feel like. Certain things you need to take control over, like have the strength to say enough is enough. No, I'm not saying go out there and tell it to everybody, but you can tell it to yourself first. You can start that way. And self-worth is also a part of that, I think, because it depends how you think about yourself, what you think about yourself, how the standards that you have, how you like to be treated, how you expect to be treated from people. Self-respect. It's not healthy to allow people to disrespect you. That is gonna leave an emotional baggage that you're gonna carry on your shoulders. And the next thing you know, you have back pain. Not just that. And that's just an example. But the emotional baggage that I want to specify is stress, anxiety. You can't concentrate. You can't even perform at work. Come on now. You can't perform right, meaning you're making a lot of mistakes, or you make mistakes, you can't concentrate, you can't focus because you have to watch your back, deal with this and that, and everything is being thrown at you. No. Please, no matter who you are, find the strength. Find the strength to do for yourself what others may not be able to do for you. Give yourself that favor. Do yourself that favor. Give yourself that gift. Let it be your 2021 revolution. Your revolution. You know, I don't know. You know, there's different ways that you can, you know, get creative with this situation, and any situation really that's impacting your life, that's preventing you from moving forward, from developing more, and for peace of mind. You know, that's priceless. Nobody can pay that. Nobody can afford that. That's worth it. You know, and on top of that, you can save yourself years of life. You can prevent stroke. You can prevent stroke, high blood pressure. What else? Other diseases that comes related to stress. You telling me your body don't deserve that? You don't deserve that? It all starts somewhere. Meaning, like, one little thing can grow and be this big, and grow and grow and grow and grow and grow more and more and more every day. A problem, a little issue can become a big issue, and it can turn into a big problem. So let's find ways to stop it, to solve it. Try number one. Well, I don't know, make a list. Try things. If plan A didn't work, go to plan B, go to plan C. That's what strategy, that's what they were talking about, an exit strategy. You know, find your exit. There is an exit. It's not a dead end. Lastly but not least, which is the bigger problem, is when a toxic workplace becomes a legal issue. So this you're gonna need support. You're gonna need support. You're gonna need backup. You're gonna probably have to hire a lawyer. I don't know. They said not all toxic workplaces are unlawful, but some practice that contribute to the environment can absolutely violate the law. And this could be a hint for someone, or, you know, it's a tip, an idea, take it as it resonates, leave what doesn't. But this means maybe this is a push for you to look up, research your rights at work. If they're keeping that information from you, you need to research it. You need to find ways to know. Yeah, because there are certain, like they say here, they're not just violating your human rights, they're violating the law. So that's a bigger problem. That's a scandal that no workplace can afford. You know, it ruins the reputation, and it's not worth it. And I'm not saying, let me be clear, these are the things, this is the moment where things got out of control, where it got to the point where you exhausted all your options, all your plans nothing work, from plan A to plan Z, nothing work, and this is your only option, because they simply won't cooperate. They're simply too shady. There's too much going on, there's little things that happen here and there that they try to cover it up, maybe, and that leaves you with no option but to seek legal advice. And it's sad, it's ugly, but sometimes we have to do what we need to do. And justice, it's not cheap. Justice is expensive, but God will be there for you to fight with you, and this might be a battle that you don't have to fight on your own. Some things could be above your reach, and that's just that. And thank you. If you stay throughout this video, I wanna thank you. Please make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I just wanted to come here and let you guys know what's been going on. And I was feeling very drained. I didn't have the energy to record anything or the motivation, but prayers and doing my meditation really helped me. And I did some energy cleansing, because toxicity, that stuff rubs off on you. It does. And sometimes if you don't know how to heal yourself from that, or what you need to move forward, you're gonna feel stuck. And one thing I don't advise is to keep stuff to yourself. Find someone neutral that you can vent. If you don't have a person that you can trust in your life, if you don't feel comfortable, or if you don't feel like it's safe to vent, find a professional help, a therapist that can guide you, that can counsel you. There's numbers you can call. Just please try. Even if you think like you don't make sense, or you can't get it out, take your time, write things down. It's gonna come into play, because God don't play. He doesn't like unfairness, especially done to his children. So there's support from him, there's support from the universe, and you can use that to your own advantage. And I hope this video was useful. I hope this encouraged someone to get out of a bad situation. I hope my experience is helping you and giving you the motivation that you need to move forward. And this is the whole purpose of me making videos for YouTube, is to share my experience, what I've learned, the whole process, or even to do a little research and discuss the issues like this with you guys. Could be helpful for someone, and that's all I want. That's if I connect with someone, I've done my job here. So thank you for watching this video. Please take care and stay safe. Don't forget to protect yourself throughout this COVID pandemic. Thank you for watching.